is the SDR role going to die? AI and robots stealing your job. The AI and robots are going to kill bad SDRs.
Yep.
They're going to destroy the tactics that we just we're talking crap about for the last 40 minutes. They're going to destroy all of those things, the volume-based approach, the spray and pray methodology, those types of things that are scalable right now. That's what's going to get replaced by AI. So is the SDR role going to die? No, I don't believe it is. Is it going to evolve? Absolutely, yes. And I think in the best possible way, all around the things that we just talked about. And the way that I would recommend, if I were, and I'm doing this today in my own role, let alone, if I were an SDR, I'd do the same exact thing, which is leverage AI to help you do your job better. Treat AI like your chief of staff. If you need to, for example, go and read that you're trying to prospect into Coca-Cola and they just had their earnings report and you have this 10K that's 100 pages long, instead of going through, and this is what I used to do, and spend an hour going through that 10K and pulling out the things that I need to pull out, upload it to ChatGPT or Google Bard or whatever, and ask for a little summary of what the highlights are and what the key priorities are for the upcoming fiscal year. Boom. And now instead of taking an hour to do that, it took 2 minutes to do that, and you're saving time. So you're using AI as your chief of staff, and you're evolving the role of the SDR to be way less about, and not at all about, spray and pray, and way more about meaningful, impactful outreach with business outcomes that are actually going to matter to people.
Yeah, we have a very similar take on this. And I've heard other people use this analogy where AI is more like an Iron Man suit than like a Terminator. I don't know if you watched. Did you watch Terminator 2 as a kid?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Terminator T2, dude. But it's less of a Terminator 2 type of situation where AI is going to completely take over a role and that sort of stuff. Because I think people have this fear. Because there's a lot of fear mongering out there with AI, and I haven't honestly talked about it publicly a lot because I'm kind of unsure. It moves so fast. What I'm waiting for, and you have some cool stuff that you guys are doing at Clari, but I'm kind of waiting to see how a lot of the Claris and the Grooves and the Outreaches and all these folks of the world, how they start incorporating this in. Because once that starts happening on a mass scale, it's going to be like, I'll give you an example. I think okay, let's use the conversational intelligence tools and actually revenue intelligence with Clari. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since I've looked in the platform, but you can spotlight in a deal if it's not properly multi-threaded, for example, right? You got all these signals that it's like, holy shit, cool. I can tell across our 2, 3, 4, 500 reps that 40% of these deals are single threaded. And specifically for, here's what that looks like across the different teams. And that's awesome to be able to do that. To me, what feels like the next level of that AI will help do is, okay, now let's, based on how other deals have come together, let's start to suggest people that should be a part of this deal.
Bingo.
And then I think the next step too, and this is where folks that do what I do come into play is, okay, I know I should be multi-threading to these 3 or 4 other people, but how do I do it in a way like we just talked about before? Like, what's the how? What is the tactic of actually doing it? And then suggest messaging for you to send, or walk you through a sample talk track of what that might sound like when you're talking to your primary point of contact.